We'll see. Hey, everybody, welcome to Toy Chats on the Nerd Dungeon. And yes, we are here. And our guest is arriving. So you guys know I'm Dre the Geek Dad. We have Smitty Rock and King Bob, our lovely co-hosts that love chopping it up with every time. And we're going to have on with us today a Twitch streamer, toy collector, friend of the Pens Pack, insane goon himself, Jared Riley. When he gets in, he was just asking if we were ready on my Facebook Messenger. We are, so he'll jump in and he'll just been to live. We're gonna make the pool nice and warm. Someone's gonna pee in the pool, make it warm. He'll jump on in with us. There's chlorine in the pool.
No, I'm good.
There's chlorine in the pool. It's all right. So we were just discussing some funny stuff off camera, which we usually end up, like JC said in the past, whenever we discuss stuff off camera. Oh, he did? Josh, that's hysterical because I just messaged him. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, JP. So good looks out to Josh Pence in the chat for looking out and reminding us. He's connecting, I assume. I gotta wait.
I almost forgot about this too.
You never freaking forget.
I said almost. I didn't say I forgot. There's a split second when I was sitting in the recliner, my eyes were shut, and I'm like, no, I don't on live tonight.
All right, and here we go. Insane. We had him for like 3 seconds and we lost him. Well, technical difficulties. We got him back.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much, sir. Welcome back.
Hey, I'm just trying to get my cam to work, but it says it's like exited out. Do you know what I got to do? I've never used this before.
That's a good question. Technical difficulties would
because every time I click start cam, it kicks me.
That's weird.
I joined earlier. Like I clicked your link earlier, and I joined, and I had my camera working, and it showed you sitting there earlier.
Yeah, but I didn't even see you in. That was even funnier because I was like in looking at the links, I didn't see it. So, well, as long as we got you on audio, we'll try to work through some technical difficulties.
Let me see. Let me try something real quick. It might kick me out, but I'm going to try this real quick just so we can get.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Let's see.
Gotta love.
Here we go.
There we go.
What's up, guys?
Hey, welcome. JP says that this man is so forgettable. I would like to not think that. How are you doing, Jared? How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How you guys doing?
We're chilling. We were just kind of catching up. Smitty's not feeling so hot. I wasn't feeling so hot, but I refuse to let this Toy Chats ever go away without us having something up. And I said, you know what? I'll fight through it. And I love having new guests every time we do this show. So obviously, I wanted to get to talk to you because I've seen your stuff. I've heard about you, but I wanted to like actually get to meet you and speak with you in this group.
Yeah.
So don't mind the toddler that's going to run around my house because my wife and my two kids are running
You
around.
might hear my two big dogs barking soon. So.
Oh, that's okay. Bob has dogs in his house too, so it's all good.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So I want to know what got you started on Twitch. Like, what was the game that brought you to the dance?
Okay, so mainly Warzone. I used to stream on this thing called Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
So back before I swapped to PC gaming, I gamed on my Xbox, and you can connect to Mixer through your Xbox. So I just stream on that, basically to like one viewer or whatever. And every now and then, and I used to do it with Fortnite too. And then a couple of my buddies, Josh, and then another buddy of mine, Alex, my one friend Alex sent me a bunch of equipment to stream on Twitch, and then Josh helped me set it up and everything, and like plugged me and all this other stuff. So that's basically got my Twitch stream going. But yeah, they basically was like, my buddy Alex is like, hey, I got new stuff, have all this stuff as a starter kit, and I just started streaming on Twitch Warzone because that's the game we played, and basically rest is history. So
I would say that's where I got to start seeing you. I was ever wondering, did you ever get to play with P2 and them?
Yeah, so me, Josh, Toy Bills. I don't know if you've heard of Billy Toy Bills.
Yes, I know Toy Bills.
And P2, we were like an original squad. So like when Warzone first came out, like us four would always play all the time. And Josh would stream, but I wouldn't stream. And then Billy and P2 never streamed. Josh was like the only one that would stream. And we would always just play together every day when Warzone first came out. It was a blast. And yeah, we used to play a lot. And then we have another buddy who really doesn't play anymore that used to play with us too. But yeah, me, Billy, Josh, and P2 used to be a little squad. It was fun.
Yeah, because that's what I remember P2 mentioning it on his channel when he was doing stuff, and then I know he switched up to streaming, and then he was doing stuff on Switch, and then he was doing stuff with like Warzone for a bit. Where I know he mentioned you, and he mentioned he mentioned Josh and everybody else. So I thought it was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that. I met P2 through. It's crazy to me because like I got introduced to P2 through Josh and Billy, obviously, and I've never heard of him. Like I'm pretty familiar with like all the big name toy guys, and I never heard of P2 before. And like when Billy was like, "Dude, you've never heard of P2 Vision before?" He's like an OG of the toy game, man, the toy hunting and stuff. I'm like, dude, I've never heard of him, and I met him, and dude, he's just got good energy. He was a blast to play with. He's a lot of fun. So yeah, I never heard of him until then.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he's got really good energy to him, that he's very hype, and I love this video. So and from what I've heard, that's his personality, even inside of his outside of his videos.
He's a blast, man. You ever having a bad day? Play some video games with P2. Your day will get turned around. He's a good time. He's good energy.
Do you do anything else on Twitch? Like, do you stream any other games now, or you use the PC?
So I used to. I stream Warzone. But there were some other games we used to play together. There's this game, an Amazon game called New World. A bunch of us used to play that. There's some just random, like, cheap Steam games that we would all play for fun. We've played Uno before. We've had, like, drunk Uno nights on Friday, us and the guys and awesome. Stuff. And, yeah, that's basically it, though. But for the most part, I mainly just stream Warzone.
Did you leave console gaming altogether to go to PC, or do you still have your Xbox?
I still have my Xbox. I had the new Series Xbox, but I sold it to a buddy, and it basically helped me fund my PC. So I still use controller on PC, but nice. I think just PC is just the way to go when it comes to gaming, unless obviously Xbox and PlayStation both have their exclusives. So like if you're like a God of War guy, or like certain games you can't play on PC, then having a console for those would be necessary. But for the most part, I don't ever play my Xbox. I have a Switch. We play that every now and then, me and the wife. But for the most part, I'm on PC with controller now. So
that's cool. That's very cool. Because I was always curious. And it's funny to hear a PC gamer say that he'd rather play controller than keyboard. That's almost sacrilege amongst my friends that are like PC Master Race. Because they're always like, you got to play the keyboard, man. And I've seen it with Destiny. When you do the crossplay with P5 and Destiny, playing them on the PC, oh my god, these guys, they're switching, they're sniping, they're doing so much stuff way faster than I can ever do.
First person shooter, you got to be a different it's like you're one or the other, man. And very rarely do you find someone that's like a hybrid that can do both. It's pretty crazy. I used to play keyboard and mouse on World of Warcraft. I used to be a huge World of Warcraft nerd growing up. So I played a bunch of that, and I was on keyboard and mouse
years of Warcraft.
Oh my god, there would be nights where like I would have school in the morning, but I had to raid, so I would stay up super late and raid, wake up early next morning groggy and tired for school. I'm like, man, but dude, it was a blast. I met a lot of cool people on WoW. So
yeah, I played WoW. I did EverQuest. I think me and Smitty are the old guys of our group, but I definitely can say I've gone and played some of my old MMOs. Like I've done EverQuest, I did Guild Wars, I've done, Lord help me, I did
Guild
ESO.
Wars.
Yeah, Guild Wars was awesome.
Nice.
Back Guild Wars in the day.
I remember Guild Wars. Did you guys have? Okay, so we're all nerds here. Have you guys ever heard of the game called Star Wars Galaxies?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My friend got that. Oh,
dude. The old version of that game was so. I honestly wish I had a computer then. I would have played the crap out of it. That game looks so sweet. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, so any type of open world Star Wars game, I'm all in. I even tried the Star Wars. It's like I forgot what it's called. I think it's the Old Republic or New Republic or whatever.
New Republic.
But yeah.
They just came out with an expansion. A week or two ago.
Yeah, it's the turn-based kind of like World of Warcraft style to it with your moves, but it's Star Wars. Yeah, man.
Hey, mama.
Dude, it was that game was fun. The old Xbox games, the old Republic Star Wars games on Xbox when you first meet Darth Revan, those games are sweet.
Did you ever play any of the other games that were released by that company, like Jade Empire?
I've never heard of that.
Wow, Jade Empire was original Xbox, and it was by the same company that did Knights of the Old Republic. And
okay,
it was basically, instead of your typical combat engine of like, oh, you run up and like you have like your real time action, it was martial arts, and your skill trees were all tied to martial arts.
Oh wow,
and
that sounds fun.
It was very cool. It was very different. And I remember back then, because before I was a fan of Sony, I was a huge Xbox fan. And I know it's sacrilege now, me saying that to all the people that know me. They're like, oh my God, Dre, say it ain't so. But I was, because all the good RPGs were out on Xbox at that time. And, I had played like the hell out of freaking Knights of the Republic. I absolutely loved it.
Man. Me and my buddy would stay up all day and night, and we would just be in. He'd have this man cave in his basement. Obviously, we were still like teens at the time, and we would just we'd get all the snacks and goodies. We'd go down to his basement. It'd be hot summers, so his basement was cool. We'd have all the snacks. We'd just sit there and play KOTOR all day long. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many different ways to play the game. You can go evil, you can go good.
Oh yeah,
it was just super cool. Kind of got that Fable vibe. I don't know if you heard of
Fable. I played Fable, and I remember I worked at GameStop. This is how old I am. I worked at GameStop when Fable 2 was getting released, and I had played it because our boss used to give us the advanced copies to play, so we would know how to sell it.
Yeah.
And I remember like a parent came in, they were like buying it for their son, and he was maybe like 9-10 years old, and they're like, "Is this a good enough game?" And I'm like, "Well, how old are you buying it for you or your kid?" They're like, "No, I'm buying it for my kid." I'm like, just gonna let you know. You could be a woman in the game and choose to not have sex with a condom. And the guy was like, "No, you can't. You're lying." And I'm like, "No, sir. I'm telling you the truth." And my boss came in like right behind me and was like, "Yep, those are options that you get in the game." And he was like, "Oh," and then the kid was like looking at me with like daggers, like, "You asshole."
That's funny, man.
Like this is pre-Amazon days where you could just like order the shit on Amazon and nobody would get it to your house and your parents wouldn't care. But now it's like, that's so different compared to what GameStop, and they still do that. Like they'll look at you a little funny. Like they see me walking with my 12-year-old, they'll be like, "Are you buying this game for her?" I'm like, "No, I know what I'm getting. Like it's for me. It ain't for her."
My mom was different, man. Like when I was younger, my grandpa got me a PlayStation 2 when it was like the newest thing. And this was before I made the swap to Xbox. And then my mom got me some games from Blockbuster, and one of them was Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So she had she didn't know. It was like there was like this taxi game
Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi, and then she got me Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And I remember watching like my uncle and all my cousins who are older than me play Vice City, and I was just amazed by the game. And then I got my own, and I lived on that game. That is one game. I think I still have my PlayStation 2. I still have my memory card. I have Grand Theft Auto Vice City 100% beat to the full. That's like my favorite game of all time. I love that game. So
that is awesome.
And then San Andreas came out, and I remember I got that early on Christmas Eve, and I played the hell out of that game. That game was a lot of fun too.
How do you feel about the remakes that they did that were absolutely crap?
The remakes for Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, they did that. There was a remake that they did for
Liberty City Stories, yes. Vice City Stories. Okay, so Vice City Stories, it was pretty good. I think it was kind of cool. I remember because I beat it. You basically learn about like Lance. Lance is one of the characters in Vice City, and you learn about his like brother or something like that. And it's and there's like young Lance or whatever, and it's like before he like betrays Tommy. It's like I believe it takes place before actual Vice City happens.
Yes.
So I remember those games. I didn't really play Liberty City Stories, but I played Vice City Stories, and it was good. I don't think it was. They tried to top the OG, and it couldn't for me. I still played it and enjoyed it, but nothing will beat Grand Theft Auto Vice City for me, man. When it comes to the GTAs, that game is just so much fun. I love it.
I think I'm a San Andreas because I used to love pumping the iron and walking the street.
Going to the gym,
and I'd walk out with like no shirt on, just the jeans and the sneakers.
Ripped.
You walk up and one hit a dude and like their body just explode like Fist of the North Star.
Got CJ walking. All right, here we go again.
Exactly,
dude. Oh man, then you got the famous scene where they're going up to get food and Big Smoke orders the menu. Oh yeah, that was good.
I miss those days.
Good times, man. Dude, it's crazy. Like you look at the graphics on games nowadays, and you look at the back then on those games, and it's crazy. Like San Andreas was like a game changer for most people. They're like, oh my god, this is crazy. All the stuff you can do, and now that's just like compared to what we have now, it's crazy. So
and like you said, it's very much that evolution because I've seen it from PlayStation 4 to 5. Like,
yep.
Just what I've seen graphically. Like I played Miles Morales on my PlayStation 4.
That game looks so good.
It's by far one of my favorite games of all time.
The game is sweet.
When I got my PS5, it was the first game I bought, and I played it on PS5, and just the graphical difference was huge. Then I started playing like Skyrim, and I started playing like other PS4 games that were never licensed to 5 or moved up graphically. And my boys are like, Dre, you got to play Horizon. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I got to play Horizon. I have it. I got to, we're playing Dying Light 2, and I love the way that game looks. And just, it's so, like you said, it's just so radical. Like I can stand on the top of a building and I see the sunlight just give you that beam that you'd only get like from natural light. I'm like, how they do that into a game is just,
dude, gorgeous. Elder Scrolls, man. It's funny you brought that up. That was another game where I put an ungodly number of hours into. Was Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Skyrim. Like, those games were great. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I love the options, all the different character options and race options in that one.
Yep. You can like pick different types of races for your guy, and each race has a different thing. Like you got like the lizard guys that can breathe underwater. And then you have the cat guys who I believe are like faster. And then you have like the dark elves who like they have like a skill trait to where like they're like they get like plus something to magic or something like that. Like it was so many different things you can do in those games. Those games were a lot of fun. And they suck you in. What sucks about those is they tried to do like the MMORPG type thing and went to the online thing, and I just think that Elder Scrolls just needs to be an MMO. You don't need to do this online thing. Just like you go on your Xbox or your PC or your PlayStation, whatever, and you just play, and everything's an NPC. There's no other players in the game, and I feel like that's what Elder Scrolls needs to be.
100%. And I can agree with you on that. I think what got me originally into it was I had Oblivion for the Xbox 360. And I must have put in close to 300-400 hours into that game. Like I used to have to go to work. And I remember I would go work at Suncoast, and I would like have to be there because I was the manager. So I have to like leave my house at like 8 a.m. But I was playing so long that like I would look up and see the light in the apartment like shining through, and I'm like, "What time is it?" I'm like, "Oh shit, it's 7:30. I gotta leave in 40 minutes." Like, what the hell's wrong with me? I've just played all night. And
you
get sucked in because of the characters, the stories, and just everything. And I think that games nowadays are more get in, play it, drop it. And there's very few games that are in there that are AAA titles that give you that feel of playing long term. I mean,
those games definitely did. Those games definitely did. Like it literally just like it sucked you in.
You know what I mean? Like AAA titles now that you feel are like that are like, hey, I'm playing a AAA title right now. Like I would say Dying Light's a AAA title. And I think with all the issues Techland's given to me just in the 2 weeks I've had the game, of all the issues, do you think that as good as the game is, do you think it's that grind the story out, get all the experience, or actually play through, explore the world? Do you feel like a game like that still caters to us gamers that want that? Or do you feel like you just kind of hit it or quit it? Like just get in, play it, and then just delete it or trade it in?
Oh, like for any type of game, like for me, if it's a game like, for instance, like if it's like one of them like God of War, let's just say God of War. I don't really play God of War, but it's one of those games where like that's the type of game where I'm like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna play it and enjoy it, I'm gonna beat it, and then once I beat it, like I'm fine trading it in. You know, there's like, unless it's got good replay value, because like sometimes there are games that have stories that it's like, man, that was good, I want to play it again. You know what I mean? Just like you got those movies that are like, man, That movie's so good. Like, it's got good rewatch value. I could just sit down and watch that movie again, or as background noise, while you're hanging out, just turn that movie on. So like, it depends. Like, if there's games where like the story was meh, whatever, I'll be like, I'll play it and I'll probably trade it in, or sell it or whatever. But
I have to ask because I used to play Warzone, and now I'm on Apex. Are you looking to move to Apex? I mean, I know there has been a mass exodus out of Warzone.
I tried Apex. I used to be a really big Fortnite grinder. Before Warzone, I would play a stupid amount of hours of Fortnite. Never really streamed though. And when Apex first came out, everyone's like, "Okay, this is going to be the Fortnite killer." So I was like, "All right." I tried it. I played it. I used Bangalore. It was as my character. She was a lot of fun. I probably played it for like a couple weeks, and then like I kind of went back to Fortnite. And then recently, some of my buddies have started to play Apex, and I haven't really gave it a shot. I'm open to it though, but it's hard, man. Like I'm like a one game guy, so like it's really hard for me to pull me away from a game that, like, for instance, like my stream, basically like my stream strives more or less on Warzone. A lot of people, I get more like views when I play Warzone, but when I switch to like a different game, like I sometimes lose views. But I mean, I'd be open to trying Apex. I mean, I probably won't be nearly as good at Apex as I am at Warzone. But Apex
definitely a learning curve going over to it.
It's crazy because Warzone just took something from Apex and brought it over. The redeploy balloons that are in Apex, they just added them into Warzone because the map Caldera it's not a fun map. I'm not a big fan. I like the older maps, so I've been playing a lot of Rebirth lately, more or less Caldera for Warzone. But the balloons that they added into Caldera are from Apex, where you can like shoot up in the sky and it deploys you far away. You know what I mean? And you can still pull your gun out and shoot. And it was such a good thing to add because Caldera, there is like, it's called Peak. So basically, it's Peak, which is like I think it's a volcano. And that's like the center of the map and where everyone likes to land. That's where it's hot, where everyone lands off rip. You get a lot of kills. And then the map just goes downhill and then flattens out. And then all of the places of interest are all on the outskirts of the map. So the map is already bigger than Verdansk, and they put all the places of interest on the outsides, which basically leaves the inside of the map just like open fields, rubble and trees, and just places where people can hide. And like if you have to move uphill, it's super hard to win unless you rotate super early to get uphill because it's a constant uphill battle. But adding the balloons around the map, it helps you rotate way better. So it shoots you up in the air and you can fly and get ahead. Any other time it's like, man, like Warzone is notorious of like you're these like athletic army guys and they have these rocks and you just can't climb up rocks. But it's like you're some athletic army guy. How can you climb up these rocks? And it's just like, and that's what Caldera is. It's just like a constant uphill run. And adding those balloons from Apex really changed the game. I think it's a great add. They just got to get the cheaters under control, man. Like they added an anti-cheat, and yet people are still cheating. And sometimes it's just like you just want to take a deep breath, and you're just like, man, why do I play this game?
Oh, dude, I have that exploit. We have had exploits like that with Destiny. I mean, my brother is I'm more of a PvE, and my brother's a PvP. But I think I'm a pretty decent PvP player.
That's how I am, man. I'm more or less going back to World of Warcraft. Like I was a big PvP player. I started out in PvE, but then in the end, I really, really enjoyed player versus player. I definitely did like some PvE, but if I had to choose, I was more or less PvP.
And that's my brother. Like his KD, like he cares about that KD. And in Destiny, we keep seeing a lot of problems with like trials. They tried to switch trials to like 4v4, and then it became back to 3v3. And they're trying to change how the trial structure is. Yeah. And then they're also trying to add other new elements, take away elements, or there's cheat exploits. And there's just so much going on negative in the game that like you'll see people be like, oh, I'm taking this out. It locks whole things up, like whole class options, guns, whatever it is. It's crazy.
Some people really, really care about their KDs, man. Like It's stupid. Like for Warzone, for instance, like everyone judges you by like your kill death ratio to see how good you are. You know what I mean? And like my KD isn't insane, but it isn't bad. But some people are just like, if you don't have like a 2 KD or higher, like people are just don't think you're a good player most of the time. But what they don't realize is like a 1.20 KD is like an average KD. Like you're like if you have at least that you're an above average player. If you're under that, you're like a below average player. And it's crazy that some people think that like a low 2 is not like a good player. It's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? Some people just care so much. Like you have to have like a 3 or a 4 KD to be this insane player. And I never understood it, man. It's like everyone like judges you by your kill death ratio. So I understand what you're saying with that.
So let me get into something that I think that a lot of people don't get into with you, which is the collecting side of you.
Oh, collecting, yeah.
Because I'm a friend with you on Facebook, so I see the stuff that you actually get. You know, I love the reels you post, and yeah. I'm curious. You say you're a huge Star Wars fan.
Yep.
What areas of Star Wars do you collect? Like, do you do vintage? Do you do
okay
3/4, or do you do like Black Series? I see the hot toy in the back.
Yeah, I actually just got a hot toy in the mail. I got one of the. I ordered the 2 new Scarab Troopers that came out.
Oh, yes.
Because I have the captain, so I wanted to get the other 2. So one of those just came in the mail today. I got that. So I collect Star Wars everything. So I have some of the Black Series lightsabers, the helmets, statues, but mainly hot toys. I'm a big hot toy collector. And then recently, last year, I picked up Lego, Star Wars Lego, because the wife, she's not like really into the nerd stuff like me, but she loves to build Legos, and I like to display them. So we just started buying ships, and she would build them, and then it'd be like I would be streaming, and she'd be in here while I stream, and she'd be building a Lego set, and then we'll display it, and then like we'll go out, we'll go into town or something, and we'll pick up a set and we'll build it. You know what I mean? So. And now I have like 10 plus ships. I got the UCS Falcon. I bought that a few weeks ago. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we're gonna build that eventually. I want to order. There's like a really expensive like case for it. It's like $300, and it has a backdrop that you can like. It's got like the Cloud City backdrop, or it has like a space backdrop, and it like. The Falcon like sits up and it looks so good in the case. So I want to get that case first, and then we'll probably start building it.
That's dope.
But yeah, mainly I'm a huge hot toys and Lego person when it comes to Star Wars. Some statues. I have the premium format Vader statue from a while ago. He's like standing on the carbon freezing chamber.
Yep.
And like you can turn it on, and the freezing chamber like on the bottom will light up, and his lightsaber will light up. So I have that. I just pre-ordered the Mythos Darth Vader, the new one that's coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yes, I have.
Last night I pre-ordered that. That's it's pricey, but the payment plans really help with it. And I used to collect a lot of Black Series because I used to be really. I haven't done it in a while, but I don't know if you check out my Instagram, I used to be really big into toy photography. So I would use the Black Series figures to do toy photography, and that was a lot of fun. But I
know you got out of it a while ago.
Yeah, I stopped. I haven't really done. I still have some figs that I could go out and take pictures, but like obviously right now, got so much snow you can't really do anything. So I got to wait for the summer days. But I'll always take like if we're going on a hike or something, like I'll take a few figs and throw it in my bag, and just in case, get a shot, upload it to the gram. It's a lot of fun. I recently did pick up. I recently got into the vintage collection stuff because I have the Razor Crest. So I was like, man, the Razor Crest kind of pulled me into the vintage collection. So I've been picking up figures to display with the crest, and whatnot. And then I started collecting the ARC Troopers because I love clones. Clone Wars is one of my I love Clone Wars is one of my all-time favorite like anime, if you count it as an animated show. So they've been doing all these sweet ARC Troopers. So I've been pre-ordering all those, and I'm gonna collect those too. But yeah, basically anything you could think of Star Wars, I probably collect it.
That's pretty awesome.
I do Marvel too.
I noticed you have your Aura Sing. That's why I had to ask about the Black Series.
Right, I just opened this like the other night. It was like a random pre-order that I forgot about, and it came in the mail, and I'm like, oh, I completely forgot I ordered this. So I opened it and was messing around with it. I got.
Go ahead.
I got Grogu back here chilling. He's always in the backdrops of my streams. It's it's the sideshow like replica.
That's what I said. My bad for calling it the hot toy. I know that's the sideshow.
It's the sideshow statue. Yep. I went with that one. They're both really, really good. The reason why I didn't go with the other one was I've seen a lot of people were like getting it and under the chin was ripping, like tearing open.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, and I'm not going to be like posing it. You know what I mean? It's just going to sit there. So I went with this one just because it's a statue. And I love it. Sometimes I put a hat on it and decorate it while I'm streaming and stuff like that. So it's fun.
That's something Bob
you should follow the memes inside. Like he should have get like a Yankees hat on him, put like put a different hat on him and just have him like get like get the boots on him. I love seeing those memes when they do that with Grogu. It just is so much
put some shades on him or something.
Yeah. Get a gold chain around his neck, have him just and put and I mean, I'm telling you, I get why people do those things in their background because it's like, what is that in the background? Especially now. Like I have friends of mine that'll watch my videos and this is a big shout out to my boy Eric because I know he watches. He literally looked at my wife's bookshelf, which is not in this room. This is the office for me. But my wife had something on the shelf. He looked and he was like, Dre, why is there a bottle of like Lubriderm on the shelf? And I'm like, what? How the hell are you looking at the shelf that close in a video? Like, damn. But it was pretty funny that he spotted that out.
That's funny, man. That's really funny.
So
he's gonna show you. Yeah.
Here we go.
This is this is my hands down my favorite autograph in my collection.
Oh man, that's sweet. Billy D.
Dude,
he's awesome. I love me some Lando. That's sick. And it's in a pop collector too. I used to collect pops. That was one. I went down the pop hole. I used to have 300 plus pops, man, back in the day, man.
Only 300?
Yeah. It was that's when I stopped. Like all the subscription boxes, like the Star Wars and Marvel ones, like I was subscribed to those. Oh my god! Like I'd go to Walgreens and GameStop every week, just hunting for the next best pop. Man, yeah, it was bad. Like I stopped at 300. Like I had a whole entire wall full of pops, and I don't know. I outgrew it. It was weird, and I ended up selling all of them. Yeah,
I think Seth said it best when he was on the show 2 weeks ago. When Seth came on, I watched his videos, his toy hunt videos, when he was with like P2, and P2 was doing the toy hunting videos.
Yeah, he was big in the pops.
Yeah, and Seth was
what's popping? You know what I mean? Like
what's popping exactly.
Yeah,
And I remember watching those videos, and when I saw like the progression out of it, and then I made the progression away from it a lot earlier than my two friends over here did. They're still like Smitty's starting to get out of it. Bob's still in it, but I think we kind of, and I've noticed everybody says it there, and Seth said it when he interviewed Sentry. There's a point when you start settling into your collecting traits that you know what you want to collect.
Yeah, like everyone has phases. Exactly. Everyone goes through phases. That's why it's crazy that like there's like there's a portion of the collecting community that like frowns upon people selling things to buy new things for their collection. And I never understand the hate people get towards that. Some of the bigger toy people that do like YouTube and stuff, like they just get frowned upon because they sell things to, I'm all for using your collection to fund your collection. You know what I mean? Like, why not? If you're growing out of something, then it's your money. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to move on to something else, then, collect what you like to collect. You know what I mean? And I think it's where I think the negativity comes from is that people like to watch so-and-so for buying pops, buying Black Series. And when they stop doing that, it's like, man, they're upset that they're not going to be able to see what they like anymore through their videos. So I feel like that's where some of the negativity can come from.
And I think it's still like that too. Like, cause like I said, I said when he was on here, talked about it briefly. And when we had Sentry on, we talked about that. And I'm going to be very honest. One of the reasons I love Josh and love his videos and been a fan of his for so long has been the transparency he has. Like he goes in, he'll sell his collection, and I've seen his collection ebb and flow into the different things that he loves. And to me, that's the type of collector I am. I'll get into something, I'll get out of something. But Josh more now, I'm settling, and I can see Josh is starting to settle too, where what he wants. And I think it took long enough to get there.
And he's starting to be able to collect things with his son. And
exactly,
they're doing the wrestling stuff now. I think it's great. You know what I mean? Like he's like, his son just loves the stuff that Josh loves, and that's what I've noticed. Even when we would game, you know what I mean? He would always love to watch. And now with like the toys and stuff, like he's getting into the wrestling with Josh, and it's like to be able to do that with your kid, you know, that's got to be amazing. You know what I mean?
It is.
So I just
100%.
Josh is one of my best friends. I love that guy so much, and he's doing a good job. He gets way too much hate, man, and it sucks. But
it really does. Because he doesn't deserve nearly, and he doesn't deserve any of it. Because
he doesn't.
Like I said, I love the fact that he is very open and very honest.
Yeah, real. He's not fake.
Exactly. And real. Like I told Seth, and like I told Big Dub, and I'll tell you, real recognizes real. When I come out here, you're going to hear my daughters in the background. You're going to hear my wife in the background. I tell people that. I'm like, hey, you're going to be a guest on my show. If you don't have kids, and it bothers you, I'm sorry, not sorry. That's my family, you know, that's part of life. And like you just said, sharing that time with my family, like I've taken my daughter Lana out to go hunting with me, and she's starting to show interest in what I like. But
even Seth's kid too. Seth's kid's going out on hunts with him. Little Poppin'.
Yeah.
It's cool. And it's honestly, man, it's like, to me, I think that'd be a good feeling to know that like your kid is liking the things you like, because then you can share your passion with them.
And that's exactly why we got into this in the beginning. You know, we get into gaming, into collecting toys and comic books and whatnot, because it's that passion, it's that love.
Oh yeah, you know, I have so many comics.
Dude, look, you can see there's stuff here. There's like 2 Super 7 boxes on top of a stack of comics and a novel, with a box behind that. And then I got my 2 weeks of comics sitting here that I haven't even had a chance to start reading yet. So let's segue into that. I'm curious, what are you reading right now?
So I haven't read anything as of recent, but the last thing that I was reading was the newest Darth Vader run. I don't remember the name of it, but I have the entire run. That was the last comics that I was picking up and reading. And for a while, like I was going on to the Brothers Grimm's live streams, and I was buying like a bunch of old school like Iron Man comics, because Iron Man's like my favorite Marvel character. I have a wall over here, and I got a bunch of like Iron Man slabs and stuff over here, like on the wall and stuff. And like I got a bunch of like old school Iron Man books. I have a bunch of old school Star Wars stuff, like Star Wars comics, many different runs. I have like 3 different Vader runs, a couple different Star Wars runs. I have like a Loot Crate exclusive cover for Star Wars. And it sucks because they're just like in my closet in like a stack. Like I don't even have them in like a box. I mean, they're neatly put in there, but they're just sitting in my closet, and they just kind of been sitting there. I haven't really given them any love in a while, but I love comics, man. But as of recent, I haven't read anything new. So if you have any suggestions.
I do, bro. I have tons of stuff. I mean, if you're a big Marvel fan, I told Bob about this recently, and when we had Playful Gorilla on, I told him about it. The Devil's Reign in Marvel right now is the hottest series Marvel's doing. It's going into book 5 in 2 weeks and of 6, and it's the event. Basically, Kingpin is running for mayor of New York and is outlawed vigilantes and superheroes. But the reason he's done it is because the Purple Man has put him under this kind of mind spell where he doesn't know Matt Murdock's identity. Like he can't see that who Daredevil really is. So like he knows this and is like, well, as mayor of New York, all superheroes who wear masks are outlawed. And Daredevil's in hiding, Spider-Man's in hiding.
That sounds awesome.
They've arrested the Fantastic Four. Tony was going to run for mayor against Wilson Fisk, but Luke Cage stepped up and now Luke Cage is running for mayor of New York. It is amazing.
That sounds awesome. That sounds really awesome. Speaking of Spider-Man, the new carded animated series Spider-Man stuff that's out.
The retros.
Oh my god, man! I've been picking that stuff up like crazy. I have the Hobgoblin, the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and the Mark I Iron Spider suit, whatever, from the animated series. Dude,
I'm sad right now. I'm sad because I want that Hobgoblin. I can't find him anywhere.
I can't find the symbiote Spider-Man anywhere, and everyone's asking a buttload of cash for it, and it's like, man, it's still in retail stores. I never pre-ordered it, and I'm kicking myself because that was
I canceled it. Oh, you're gonna Bob, really? You're gonna show that, and you didn't show your boy
the Hobgoblin, dude. That's the Hobgoblin I grew up on right there, man. Animated series Spider-Man.
So dope.
It is.
Dude,
it's actually hung up.
Pre-ordered that. I don't know when the hell I pre-ordered that thing from Entertainment Earth.
Damn, I should have just pre-ordered it. I'm so
I need
mad.
I need the symbiote Spider-Man.
The Hobgoblin right here too.
Yeah, that's
sweet.
The
symbiote? Yeah, that was his Christmas gift from Smitty.
Yeah,
the big one.
Oh, dude, that's sweet. Yeah, Hobgoblin's sick. Disney Plus having the animated X-Men and Spider-Man series. Oh, dude, I've already watched Spider-Man 3 different times. Just all the old school ones. It was just man, Saturday cartoon day. Oh man,
hell yeah,
dude, it's so much fun.
And there's that. Was that the custom?
Yeah, the custom.
That's beautiful.
So a big Hobgoblin fan. I love it. He's awesome, man.
I was gonna ask you what about Iron Man, because everybody's asked me when I talk about favorite superheroes, they always people have asked me about Dre, who's your favorite? I'm like, well, it's a tie between Batman and Captain America, and really now I can add Spider-Man into that mix. So they're like, and why? And I always give them a good reason.
So for me, it's weird that Spider-Man and Iron Man were so close in the MCU because I grew up on Spider-Man, so Spider-Man and Iron Man are my tops all time. But what about Iron Man? I think I don't know. Tony Stark is just awesome. His tech is really, really cool. I think the suits are freaking awesome. I just think it's so awesome that he's just a better. I don't want to defend any DC guys, but just a better Batman.
You're not offending a DC fan in the room because I am a huge Batman fan, and so is Smitty. And Smitty and I have gone back and forth many a time with debates over Batman and everything else. But I think that hearing the love of an Iron Man like RDJ did such a great job.
Oh, he killed it, man. He killed it, dude.
Hearing. So I'm going to ask you this before we even go any further. What do you think about superior Iron Man in being Tom Cruise?
I think at first I was like, man, there can't be an MCU Iron Man that isn't Robert Downey Jr. And then a buddy of mine was like, well, it's an alternate universe. So I mean, you know what I mean? It's not. He's from a different universe, so I think it'd be fine. And then I seen all these pictures of Tom Cruise as I'm like, all right, that looks sweet. So now I'm on board. But it's not. He's a different type of Iron Man. He's not like the Iron Man we know. He's
superior is a complete asshole.
Yeah, he's a dickhead. He's superior Iron Man. So I'm all for it
now.
Man.
In the comics, he's actually just because I read the current Iron Man run. It's got a very Alex Ross artwork feel. So if you like that old kind of that old looking colored pencil shading, I mean, it's amazing. That run has just had this superior Iron Man where Iron Man has just kind of gotten the power cosmic. And he's in New York and he's just blasting people in the streets. And that's the cover of issue 16. And I was just like, holy shit, what's going on? And I'm like, if that's the superior Iron Man we're going to get inside of Doctor Strange, then I'm all for it.
Dude, me too, man. That movie's going to be great. I can't wait. I think everyone was so worried about what was going to happen with the MCU after Endgame. And that I think they're doing a good job. You know what I mean? It's crazy. A few weeks ago, I had some buddies over to play cards, and I watched Shang-Chi for the first time. That movie was so good.
It is.
That movie was so good.
Awesome. I love martial arts. So for me, that was hands down a modern day take on the martial arts movie with fantasy elements and comic book elements.
Oh, man. The rings were oh, man. Oh, dude, they were so cool, man.
Yes.
And the fact that was like, guess the Mandarin, like, man, that's freaking awesome.
And it's such a great take on the Mandarin idea, because originally, like, the 10 rings that he had in the comics all had different abilities. I like this, that these things we don't know where they're from.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're alien in origin, but they're releasing some sort of signal into the universe.
They're
and
powerful.
Like, who is it going to be? Is it going to be like, and it's kind of like we got that a little bit in Eternals.
Yeah.
Like, where there might be something out there that's going to come to Earth.
Yeah.
To stop Shang-Chi, but it's going to be his way of joining the Avengers. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I honestly do hope they bring in Galactus. I think that'd be cool. I want to see him. I want to see him on the big screen. Can you just imagine how creepy that would be? Just seeing Galactus on.
I want to see him eating a planet. I want to see him eating a planet, like, first. Like, where, like, they have the Silver Surfer, like, actually not like the crappy Fantastic Four movie. I'm talking like have Norrin Rad show up to him and be like, Master Galactus, and then Galactus is like just sucking the energy from a planet, and he just looks to him like, and they go to Earth. I was like, oh,
that would be freaking. That would be awesome. I want to see
Thanos. Who thought we'd ever get Thanos, and we got Thanos.
Thanos is my favorite Marvel villain too.
Really?
Yeah, he's my my avatar for my stream is I'm basically like I am Thanos in like my picture, and like I got somebody made I got my I got like a backwards hat on. I'm purple, and I got the Infinity Gauntlet on, and I got like the purple shirt he wears in Infinity War. Nice. Someone commissioned it for me, and it's pretty sweet. And then I have one of my Twitch emotes is the gauntlet snapping.
Nice.
So yeah, 100%. Thanos is my favorite Marvel villain. Doctor Doom is like a close second, though.
See, I have to. I want to tell you, I think Doctor Doom is my absolute favorite.
He's amazing.
He's done it all. From a comic book perspective, he's led a country. He's worked with the good guys. He's worked with the bad guys. He's been independent. He's dead, gone to hell, found magic, started using magic, became almost as powerful as Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I mean, Doom and Thanos, it's really hard to choose a one, but I think I like Thanos a tiny bit more, but it's really hard. Like, honestly, like, I would just say they're like, they're just like, they're right here, man. Like, I love them, man. They're awesome. I hope they do him again and make him like just awesome.
What do you think of Kang coming in?
Kang's cool. Like, I guess he's the next big baddie, and I'm excited. I think it'd be sweet. I'm wondering what they're gonna do, man. Like who the next Avengers are gonna be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's so many ideas because the comic books have given us like Captain America, Ghost Rider, Blade, and we're like, oh, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk. Well, She-Hulk's coming.
She-Hulk is coming.
We already got Captain Marvel. Captain America is retired, so
it's really hard to. It's gonna be really hard to try to top the originals, but I think Disney's doing a good job with the Marvel stuff. So I think they'll do a good job with it. I'm excited to see who they're going to use. There's a lot of options. So
there definitely is, and I mean, the thing is, Disney's wallet is wide open.
Oh, they have so much money. They can do whatever they want.
They're throwing it at everybody. They're like, hey, wait, you want to be Tom Cruise? You want to be in a superhero movie? We got you.
Superior Iron Man? Sign him up.
Exactly. Patrick Stewart, you want to stop working on Picard to come over here for a while just to be Professor X? We got you.
They got the money.
We're gonna have Namor. Krasinski's going to be Reed Richards.
Oh, man.
I'm like, and then they have Seth Rogen being the Thing. I don't know how I feel about Seth Rogen being the Thing.
That's a weird one. Because
is he going to say it's clobbering time? I mean,
that's weird.
I know Seth Rogen's Jewish, and I know the Thing is Jewish. So that kind of, if that's like their weird connection to put them in, that okay. But I would have rather it been like Michael Chiklis, like you got to have it's clobbering time. Like, you gotta hit the line.
We could
game on.
Chris Evans make a comeback as Human Torch.
Hey, why not? He retired. It's like Michael B. Jordan's dead because we got him as Killmonger. So
dude,
I was telling the guys that the other day. I watched Black Panther again. That movie's freaking awesome.
Killmonger is awesome. He is up there for like one of my. I think he was awesome in the MCU. I wish there is a way that they can somehow bring him back, which they might. I've read rumors that they're gonna try to. I think bringing Michael B. Just like even bringing Michael B. back, I think he was great. I
Oh,
would
yeah,
love to
solid.
see him back.
I loved him in Creed. I loved him in Creed 2.
Oh, dude, Creed was good.
I loved him in oh god, what was that movie that they did the original superhero movie that was Chronicle.
Oh, okay.
Loved him in Chronicle, and then I see him as Killmonger, and it was one of the things I loved because I'm a history teacher by trade, and one of the things I loved was when he talked about like bury me with my ancestors at sea because they knew that death was better than being in bondage, and I'm just like, oh my god, that line just resonates. Like it resonates with anybody. You don't have to be any race, creed, or color to understand that if you feel trapped in something and that's your escape, and he's dying. I mean, the guy's got a sword in his chest. He pulls it out. I'm gonna drop dead. There's no way to save me.
Yep. It was epic.
He was like, let me just die.
It was epic, dude. Oh,
it was that is just like, ooh. And I mean, it's sort of like, run from it. It's like I am. People say like it was Thanos' line like in the beginning of Infinity War. Like I am here. Or some people say,
yep.
Like, what was it? Like I forgot the whole line, but he's like, but I am here. And I'm like, dude, even you have one Infinity Stone and you were badass. Like,
oh, dude, seeing him for the first time, like just seeing him, like I remember like it was yesterday's the theaters when he grabs the gauntlet and he's just like, fine, I'll do it myself. I'm just like, because I'm a huge Thanos guy. I'm like, yes. I left the theater so freaking happy. Oh, dude, it was awesome.
Oh god,
they changed actors too.
Yeah, they did. I heard
it was a different, like the guy has a different, like in Guardians and in the end credit scene, it was a different actor. And
that I did hear.
Josh Brolin killed it, and I think he's the only. I'm pretty picky when it comes to like if you're gonna portray an MCU character or a Marvel character, like choose one and be that one. But I think he was the perfect Cable. I think he was great as Cable, and it's different worlds if you think about it at the time. And then he was obviously the perfect Thanos. So
yeah,
I would love to see him back as Cable.
Wall. Trust me, he's gonna break that fourth wall. So there is a good chance that we would see Cable. I mean, they are talking about showing mutants now, and
yes, please.
I remember I was reading an article the other day, and I'm trying to remember what the exact article said, but it was talking about like how in the next couple of MCU shows we're going to see on Disney Plus later this year going into next year, we're going to start seeing the advent of mutants, and I think the first advent of it is going to be Doctor Strange, because now we know that we're seeing the Illuminati, which again, I'm biased because the Illuminati that they're showing in this universe is missing some key characters, like Black Panther was a member of it. You're missing Doctor Doom. Yes, Black Bolt, which we've already seen inside of the Eternals. Or the Eternals. Then we've seen Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, Iron Man, which they're making Superior Iron Man, Xavier, which he already was, and then Doctor Strange in his astral form.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be dope to see him appear in front of this judgment and like see these cast of heroes saying, you got to go.
Dude, like, I'm wondering if they're actually going to do the whole Thanos' head in a jar.
They should.
That would be sick.
I would laugh. I would die laughing.
And to see, like, a different portrayal of Iron Man, like, seeing Superior Iron Man, I think it's going to be sick. Oh, man, I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome. And, I mean, then we're seeing, and then supposedly this is going to leak into us seeing mutants, us seeing the other characters that are, like, the hybrids that aren't mutants, because there was that whole war between the X-Men and the Terrigen Mist that created, because the Terrigen Mist sterilizes mutants, but it was giving people superpowers. So like there was that whole story arc where it was, the Black Bolt and his people with Medusa and all them versus the X-Men. And now with Krakoa being a separate continent, like, are we gonna see Krakoa in the MCU?
There's so many different ways they can go. There's so many different things that they can do. You know what I mean? Like, I just read a rumor that they're going to be bringing Wolverine back, like actual comic Wolverine, like his look. You know what I mean?
And you know who they want to get for that?
Who? Hugh?
No, Taron Egerton. the guy that played Eggsy from the Kingsman.
Oh, really? Him?
Yeah, I think if you get him ripped, I think he would do a good job.
These actors are built different, man. Like some of them can, like the dude that played the Joker. The new
Phoenix.
Joaquin, yeah, dude. The fact that what he did to his body, like these guys can just put themselves on a mindset to just do anything to get themselves there for a part. Like, yeah, I wouldn't put it past these guys. You know what I mean? Like if they, you know what I mean?
Right. I saw a thing on I think it was Instagram. What, Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
That Radcliffe could be Wolverine.
I can see that too. Radcliffe needs to get out of the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done other movies and he's done such great things and he's done Broadway, but he's still Harry Potter. They can't get past that. If he could become Wolverine, that could set him up for a really good storyline, or at least being even Dakin, the son of Wolverine. That would be another cool thing too. You know, like there's a lot of good options to move those characters, like slide them in and out and see what you can do.
Do you guys remember the animated series of Spider-Man? How they did I don't know if I can't remember. Was it like the Civil War? Was it like a Civil War type thing that they did? Do you remember that series of Spider-Man where they had like everybody? That would be cool to see them do that again. You know what I mean?
They're doing that for the new Into the Spider-Verse 2, which we get in October, where it's going to be we're going to be seeing Jason not Jason Isaacs. It's Oscar Isaacs is going to be playing Miguel, who's
sweet
Spider-Man 2099, and he's going to be going back in time to fix an issue across the multiverse with Miles, Ghost Spider, and several other Spider-Man, and it's supposed to be introducing like Spider-Punk, which I have all those Marvel Legends because I'm a diehard Spider-Man fan, and I'm like, yes, give me Spider-Punk, give me Ghost Spider, give me Miles Venomized,
give me 2099, baby.
Do we need it? We need it.
We need it, man. We need 2099. That's one of my all-time favorite suits. Give us the comic Iron Spider suit with the orange and yellow.
You don't want this one.
Oh yeah, yep. I used to have that figure.
I had to get this one. It was on sale on Big Bad Toys, and I saw it, and I was like, yes.
Dude, seeing that figure brings back memories for me. Before I made the hop into Hot Toys, I was an SH Figure Arts collector. So I had every single MCU Iron Man suit that SH Figure Arts did, excluding both Hulkbusters. I never really pulled the trigger on the Hulkbusters, and I had a display where I had them all in Hall of Armor, like in the Hall of Armors that like lit up. I have a picture on my Instagram of it, and then I had I bought this. So the Tony Stark figure from Iron Man 3, it comes with the stand that he's like dancing on, and then it comes with it was at the Mark 44 like boots, and like when he like shoots the armor onto him, it came with all those. But anyways, it came with that base middle set that you can like kind of I was going for like a whole like Iron Man workshop theme, and then there was this third party company on eBay that would sell like light up desks and stuff. So like I had that. I don't know if you see what Steven's doing on in the Pence pack. Dub's one of Dub's best friends.
Yes.
Yeah, he has that really sweet Iron Man like setup. That's kind of
that looks dope.
That's kind of what I was doing.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. See, I love that. Like I've seen all the third party stuff now becoming a little bit more where you can purchase it from like a bigger toy company like Big Bad Toys or Entertainment Earth, because they have like that light up table that has like the LED light that gives you the screen, so it looks like it's like like the holographic screens.
Dude.
I mean, and I wish it was 1/12 scale, but it's all 1/6 scale stuff.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen like XM Studios sell stuff like that, and other companies like them out there putting out this stuff. I mean, it's fantastic.
Dude, it is, man. Like it's cool the stuff that they're coming out with nowadays. You know what I mean? What I'm the most happy about is like they're bringing out stuff back from like from like my childhood, like the animated Spider-Man carded stuff, like that stuff is sweet with like the old school background, the freaking NECA gargoyles. Like I'm picking all those up. I have Goliath over there, and they just released all the other ones like Lexington, Hudson's. They got all pictures of all of them now, and I'm like, yep, I will have all of those because I loved gargoyles growing up.
That was my favorite show, especially being from the Bronx. I need to have Bronx. Like, dude, I want to have them all. I know Demona was already there. I need to get a Macbeth. They need to make Macbeth. They need to make Xanatos outside of the armor. They need to make Xanatos in his armor. They need to make like.
Dude, yes.
Oh, make Bronx, them all.
The Bronx figure is supposedly supposed to come with the folded in wings for Goliath.
Oh.
So you could have his fold. Yeah, like I'm looking right here. I have a picture right here. Yeah, the when Goliath like has his wings folded down, it's almost like it's a cape. Yeah, those wings come with the Bronx figure.
Oh,
so you'll be able to have that look for your
NECA. I've tried to stay away from you, but
it's hard, man. Like I used to collect. There's so much shit I used to collect. I used to collect the NECA Predator too. Like I had that phase, and I don't really collect anything. The turtle stuff is like I'm really trying to stay away from the turtle stuff. It's really hard though because it's so freaking cool. But
unlike our boy OG Geek that's in the chat, that's like as Seth would say, it's turtle dicks. He gets them all.
Yep.
I respect his game though. Like Mike, I respect you, OG. Like that's a lot of stuff to collect because I love Ninja Turtles growing up. I mean, Leonardo and Donatello are my favorites. My daughter's favorite is Leonardo as well. And I mean, it's such I know it's a hole that I cannot go into. That is a black hole.
It's tough, man.
If I fall into it, my wife will kill me.
It's tough, man. Like that's how I am, dude. Like I collect hot toys, some statues, and that goes for Marvel and Star Wars, Lego, like helmets, like you name it, man. I just collect so much stuff. I'm trying to like I thought I got the Marvel Legends stuff, but then they bring the animated Spider-Man stuff, so I'm like I gotta pick that up. Now the NECA gargoyles, like I gotta get that. Like oh man,
are you grabbing the Spider-Man that they released today, or they released in the fan? Little tease and the Rhino that they're re-releasing,
dude. The Rhino, 100% the Rhino, because it's the animated series Rhino. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That is 100%.
$40, not a bad price either.
No, I'm kicking myself for not picking up. I left Shocker and Hammerhead on the pegs, and I shouldn't have done. I should just grab those two, but I didn't. I left them on the pegs. It's hard though, man. Like these figures alone, they're like $26. You know what I mean? Like you used to think of that, Marvel Legends $19.99. Like the prices of things are slowly going up. So
yeah, $22.40, $22.99, and that's only certain areas because Century was telling me it's $24.99 in New York where I used to live.
Yep,
and
$24.99 here.
Florida, it's $24.99, and then California is $31, $29.99 in some spots. I'm just like, damn, that's just for plastic.
Yeah, Century's the man, dude. He's found me so much stuff. Like he's found me so much cool stuff. I wanted when the Clone Wars Black Series stuff came out, he instantly found it for me. You know what I mean? And he was just like, I was like, hey, keep an eye out for this stuff for me. If you find it, let me know. I'll PayPal you money. He ended up finding it for me. He just shipped it to me. Didn't even charge me. I was like, dude, you're a freaking legend, man. Thank you so much. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, Ron. It was funny because me and Bob graduated from the same college, and then when we were talking to him in our what I would call like the green room, he was like, "Yeah, I went to Iona College," and I'm like, "What? You graduated? All three of us graduated from the same school? Like that's hilarious! Yeah. Like how random is that, and how small the world truly is? That
is crazy. Yeah, he's awesome. He's a good dude, man. I don't miss his videos. I try to catch everyone's videos when they go live and like him, share him, whatever, man. So yeah, he's definitely a good dude, man. And he's working on a pretty dope collection room. I know that.
Yeah, so. He told us about it. He gave a little bit of like a tidbit of info on what's going on here. And when I watched Seth's collector's spot,
collector shot. Yep, I watched that
he was
this morning.
About that. He was saying that like how much it's going to cost them to get that room built. And, I'm excited. I know Ron is going to build an amazing room when that's done. And I can't wait to get a shot to see it because it's going to look amazing.
Definitely. I have most of my collectibles, like at least the 6 scale stuff in IKEA Detolfs. I want to get the Bestas that are like the risers to rise them up, and then they have like the little cubbies so you can put things in for more or less for space. I have a bookshelf over here that I have some like helmets and stuff on, and just some random stuff. Like I'm gonna move that out of here, and I'm gonna get a stand for the UCS Falcon, and that's where that's gonna get displayed. And I'm trying to make do with what I have, but like having like an L-shaped desk here for like my stream setup and stuff, like I'm trying not to like migrate my collection out of this room. I'm trying to
that's
keep
my
it
wife
all
said the same thing.
Try to keep it all right here. Like
it's here. It doesn't spill out. Like she has her bookshelf with her Stitch Pops and her stuff, but like it does not. She was like, "Babe, you have your office.
You have your office. Yep.
Keep it here." And I'm like, "Okay."
I have so like if I was to put anything that would move out of this room, it would be like if there's like a statue that I had that I didn't have room in here for. Like I have like a hangout area I have a fully furnished basement. So like downstairs, like I have friends over, we play cards, we hang out, and you know what I mean? And we watch shows or whatever, YouTube, whatever, and we hang out and play cards. I would put it down there if I was to move anything out of this room, it would go down there. But I wouldn't move any of my collecting stuff into like my living room or anything like that. Cause like I said, my wife's not really into all the collecting stuff. She likes to build Legos and she lets me have the cool things. So I don't want to like force it out into the living room or the kitchen or into our bedroom and stuff like that. So I try to keep everything right here.
My mother-in-law's come over and like she's seen my office and she's like, "Wow, are we gonna like?" Because she saw when I lived with my roommates before. She was like, "So Andre, is that gonna like move with my daughter and your kids into the living room?" I'm like, "No. I'm like, Ma, it's gonna be good. Like, I'm not gonna put anything out there that I don't have to, that the wife doesn't agree with. Like, we have a picture we got with Jason David Frank, which is like my absolute favorite. Like, I'm a huge Power Ranger fan.
And, dude, yep, Green Ranger all the way, baby.
And I got to meet him, and it was like I had a moment, and it was like the first picture my wife and I took with like our daughter, like in a picture. Hey Kenneth, good to have you in here, man. But like that was like the picture, and I was like, "That we're gonna hang that in the living room. That's going in the living room, But everybody else was like, "You're gonna put toys out there?" I'm like, "No." I said, "I'm 43 years old. I'm like, I got Legos, I got figures. I'm like, I have a spot. I don't need to put everything out in the living room for everybody to see it. It's like you're gonna come over my house. I want to have my living room to be my living room."
Oh, definitely. It's funny because like there's been times like there was a time where so my cable and internet provider is Charter, so like I was having internet issues, and so I had a tech come over and fix it, and the modem and stuff for the internet is in here, and he came in the room and he walks around, he's like, "Whoa, this is really sweet." You know what I mean? When he walked in and saw all my collectibles and stuff, so it's always funny the reactions you get when someone comes over and they see your collection and whatnot, like right out in person. They're like, "Oh wow, this is so cool." You know what I mean? So
yeah, our housing maintenance people that come into our townhouse, they'll come in and they'll do maintenance, and the guys are like, "Dude, you're a comic book fan?" And I'm like, "Yeah, didn't you see like my car's got the steering wheel with the Captain America? I got a Batman sticker on the back."
Hell yeah, man.
Like, dude, they're like, "We love your stuff." Like, man, like, and then they're like, "You're a gamer too? Like, we see you got an Xbox, a PlayStation, you got like
got it all." Yeah, definitely, man.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I've been wanting to stream a little bit, but like I just don't have the time because as
time consuming.
It's a lot. Like I'm on Mondays we have this show. Wednesday we have another show we do with our other friend JC. Then I run a D&D game that I play with my friends alternating Saturdays.
I used to play D&D a while back too.
Oh, dude, I'm dying to get some of my YouTuber friends to come on and like have a nice fun game.
There was a Star Wars one that a friend of mine was running for a little bit, and I was a Wookiee like bounty hunter or whatever, like, and I remember doing a roll. Yeah, I remember doing a roll off, dude, and I got a nat 20, so I got to rip the guy's arm off. It was pretty sweet.
Now, I love hearing gamer terminology like that used because it makes me feel happy, like I'm amongst my people.
Yeah, I used to play. I used to be really big into that into the D&D stuff. I remember a while back, like a buddy and I, we used to like when we were younger, we would literally go around collecting cans. You know what I mean? Around our neighborhood, and then we'd get enough money, we'd go to this place in our town called Game Zone, and we'd get a new book.
Nice.
Dude, it was just all types of stuff we would do when we were younger. But yeah, I work with some people that are like really, really big into the D&D. They got a Discord for it and everything, man. So
we just started our Discord today, ironically enough, which I feel like weird mentioning it on this stream, but my friend set it up. He is awesome, and it's called Crits and Tits, which I don't. Funny. I laugh because my wife saw it today. She looked at my phone and she's like, "What's Crits and Tits?" And I'm like, "Well,
it's a Discord with me and the guys, man."
Yeah, it's like me and the guys came up with this thing where it's like, and then she saw all the memes that my friends were posting and she busted out laughing. She's like, "That's hilarious, Andre." I'm like, I tried, babe. I tried.
Oh, dude, yeah. I've done it. I've done it. Like anything you could think of nerd wise, I've probably done it or tried it. I haven't played D&D in years, but I have some good buddies of mine who get really into it. Like my one buddy, one of my really good friends, he recently just went to like this like LARPing event thing. Like, and it's really big. Like they dressed up, they got the weapons and stuff, and they all like have a battle. Like it's like they're hardcore, dude. It's crazy. And when he hosts his D&D games, man, he sets it all up, man. He's got the candles. He's got the mead with bread. He's got all of it, man. Like, he's crazy into it.
Oh, no. See, I wish I could play in a game like that. I would at least once in my lifetime like to play in a game like that. But I just, I think for myself, I mean, I have all the books. I have dice. I have miniatures. And, it's become more of a social thing because I do it with my friends. But it's still fun because when we play, it's like, three of them are relatively new to the game, so they're like trying things out, and it's a lot of fun. And I think that's the social aspect of gaming, sort of like how YouTube is for me.
Oh yeah,
like YouTube is like these two guys here and JC. They've become some of my closest friends because of this. And
dude, I've met all my friends through like my close friends just online doing this stuff.
And I'm saying like I got to like I've been friends with you now for a little over a year. And I was like, man, I comment on your wife's stuff and your stuff, and I think it's hilarious. And I'm like, man, like
everybody does.
Awesome. And then when Josh was like, yo, get him on the show, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put him on the show. Like,
I appreciate it.
I mean, I've been wanting to have people on that like I feel like I can vibe with, that I share my personal life with. Because you do see on Facebook, like not everybody's on my Facebook, but my friends that do see my family, that's my personal life. And this is my fun. This is the fun side of me, which is also what bleeds into that aspect of my life.
Yeah, when you told me you wanted me to have me on the show, I was like, heck yeah, man! Like I've always wanted to do one of these. You know what I mean? Just talk nerd stuff, hang out, chill with other people in the community, and I think it's great. And I'm happy that you guys had me on. It's freaking.
Dude, and this is like I always tell everybody, this ain't a first shot. You're always welcome to come back and
definitely
chill with us. You just like I know that right now, ironically enough, we are scheduled so far out. Like I did not realize how crazy it got. Like people came to me, they're like, Dre, you got a spot open in like May? I'm like, yeah, I'm like May 2nd, May 9th are full. They're like, yo, dude, Dre, people are watching you. Like
I watch all your guys' shows too. Like I remember watching the one with Brian.
Yeah, big dub, man. When Brian came on, that was I told him it was a humbling experience because I've been watching him for a long time.
He's a great guy. I can't wait to meet him.
He really, truly is just a good soul.
Oh,
and
100%.
the fact that he and I got to go very personal into our lives, into our families, and he was like, Dre, when you come to Toylanta, you bring your daughters so they can meet Kaya. And then he's like, bring your wife, she can meet Natalie, and they could all hang out. And I was just like, I felt so flattered and honored that like he felt that way to invite me into that arena where I always, and it sounds funny because I always felt like I was on the outside looking in, it felt like for a long time. And when I started this show at the beginning of the year, I said, I'm going to break this stupid glass wall I've put in front of myself where I'm like, these YouTubers are people just like me. They're funny, just like I am.
Oh,
and you guys are all cool people. Why can't I fucking be friends with you? Right?
Exactly.
Like, I should be able to be like, yo, Jared, I'm gonna jump on. Let's play some Warzone. Why can't I
do
do
it,
that,
man? Anytime.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I should do that.
Seth played with Josh and I before. Like, Seth Kid got on, and his name. So it's funny. I always call him Bad News Bear because that was his gamer tag. So he came and played some Call of Duty with me and Josh before. That was fun. But yeah, man, it was funny. I was actually supposed to go and see Josh, and he always gives me crap for it. I was supposed to go see Josh when Cincy and Craig came up for a toy show in Ohio. And then my wife got busy with work, so then I would have to travel alone. And I was just like, I don't want to drive by myself that long because I live in Michigan. I'd be driving to Ohio. I'm like, I don't want to drive alone. So I never ended up.
Not so far.
I know that's what they were saying. So they gave me crap for it. They would FaceTime me, and I missed a FaceTime from him, and it was like Cincy, Kyle, Craig, Billy, Josh. They're all flipping me off. They're all flipping me off, and like because when you FaceTime on Apple, if you don't answer,
you get all the pictures. Yeah,
so they were all together flipping me off. So I screenshot the picture. I thought it was funny. But last night, I was FaceTiming with Josh, and me and the wife are gonna go to Ohio in June for his birthday. We're all gonna go and hang out down there and stuff. I'm gonna hang out with him and Billy and stuff and whatnot. So that's gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm getting Billy next. Like I was looking before.
Get him on here, man.
Yeah, before you came on today, I was like, you know what? I got to get Billy on here. OG, I already told him I want him on here. I've been trying to get with him because a lot of these guys, and yourself included, like I've said this before, I always felt like there was this weird like level that I couldn't. And Brian was the first one. He's like, Dre, there ain't no level there.
No, not at all.
He's like, you can relate. He's like, you want to come up and talk to me? Come up and fucking talk to me. Seth said it too. Like when I was gonna geek out because I finally had Seth on the show. Seth's like, Dre, I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking fawn over me. just talk to me like you want to talk to me. And I was so impressed to actually have these conversations with you guys and like really geek out. Like you said, this is fun. Like I'm happy I got to finally talk with you. And I'm like, I'm gonna start talking to Jared a lot more now.
Hit me up, man. Hit my line.
We actually have in common. Like it's cool.
Anytime you want to game anything, man, hit me up. I'm always down.
I'm gonna have to.
And I'm down to come back sometime, man. When you guys like, I think it's cool. You guys have like, you guys started a show and you guys are booked and you got some heavy hitter guests coming on chatting with you guys. I think it's freaking sweet.
Dude, you're a heavy hitter to me. I'm gonna tell you now. You are a heavy hitter. You're cool people. You're down to earth, and that's a rarity in what we see. And that's why I did this show with these guys. I felt like these are my friends that I chop up with a lot. I have 2 text groups I texted every day. Theirs on Instagram and my D&D group. They're the only 2 text groups I text in every day. And whenever we talk about being, like Bob said it in a video yesterday, he's like, I'm proud of the work that we're putting in on this show. And that meant a lot to me.
Hell yeah,
because this ain't easy. My wife said, if they could pay you for this, baby, get paid. Because damn, she's like, you're emailing people, you're making appointments, you're like getting this, you're doing this. And it's fun.
Dude,
That's what makes it fun, dude.
It is, man. And you get to talk about like all aspects, you know what I mean? Like with me, started with the gaming and then we went into the nerd stuff, It's great.
Well, that's the whole thing. I want to get to know you. I can't get to know you if I'm going to ask you, like, if I'm going to softball you questions, like, hey, what's your favorite video game? Man, fuck no. Let's just talk about bullshit. Like, what are you into? Like, you say Iron Man. Why are you saying Iron Man?
I'm real big into the gaming. I'm really trying to grow on TikTok and Twitch, and it's a grind. It's a grind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Twitch, like just starting a Twitch account and streaming. It's not going to grow your brand. You know what I mean? So you have to expand, into other platforms like TikTok. TikTok is like one of the big things that when you're building something, it's really good. It's really easy to get noticed. You know what I mean?
I've been hearing that.
So I jumped on that train. I'm trying to, but there's like a weird algorithm thing. So like you really like, there's times where like you can have a video do really, really good. And then you can upload another video and it could be a good clip or, or whatever, but it just doesn't catch traction. It's really weird. I'm still trying to figure that algorithm out on TikTok. But man,
I'm gonna start picking your brain when you figured that algorithm out, because I've stayed away from TikTok because my brother, he's 30 and my brother's huge into all that stuff. So I told him, I said, I do this just for shits and giggles. I don't do this for the views. I do this because, one, I look at this as me getting a guy who I've been wanting to be friends with talking to them, shooting the shit, and getting to know you on a personal level, because I think that's how we break barriers, dude. How we actually
100%, man. 100%. Funny thing, you know who Humpty is, right?
Yeah, I know Humpty.
Yeah, so Humpty's younger brother, Tommy, T Guns is his name on Twitch. We just started. Like I don't know, like 2 months ago, Humpty introduced me to him, and we started playing together. And then now, like I've been playing with him every night, and he's really helping me a lot with like the TikTok stuff because he's got a huge following on TikTok. He's growing his Twitch, so we're kind of helping each other out. He shouted me out on his TikTok, man, and he's showing me all the tricks and stuff like that. So yeah, Humpty's younger brother has been a freaking goat, man. He's been helping me out a lot, and he's good
OG's here
vibes.
saying TikTok hates him.
Dude, it's crazy, man. TikTok is weird, bro. It's not like the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard to catch traction. Like you got to use, like if you're making a clip, you got to use what's trending, like the viral sounds when you're making your clip and stuff like that. And it's just like sometimes you can get noticed and sometimes you can't. Like there's a girl that lives up here by me, and she has. Long story short, it just shows how crazy TikTok is. She has a really big family. She had a hard time having kids, and then she had a kid, and now she just like adopts a bunch of like, she just adopts like kids that have like, you know, that have had a rough life. So they got a big house and they have a church and stuff or whatever. And but anyways, she has this one son who I get that she adopted that was like, I guess was like shook or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she made a TikTok of him like about like his life and where he's gone, and then he got his first job at a grocery store, and he's like a young kid, and that TikTok hit, like it trended, like it blew up, like it got millions and millions of views to the point where like what is that, to the Today Show shared it and everything, all from TikTok. Like it's crazy. Like it got millions of views just by like her uploading and showing that like her son that she adopted that got shook as a child, who they thought wasn't going to survive, is now survived, doing well, and just got his first job. And that just like hit the TikTok gold mine, and it blew up. And now her page, she's got millions of followers on TikTok, and to the point where she could probably start collecting money from TikTok. It's crazy. But yeah, just from one video made her entire page go viral. So it's crazy, dude. And she lives up by me. It's crazy. It's insane.
So where can we find you? I'm curious. I know where I could find you, but where for the people that when they watch this video on like the after that are interested in your Twitch streams, where can they catch you?
So my socials are all the same. I'm Jared Riley on Facebook. Instagram, I'm insane_goon, just like my name here. And then my Twitch is also insane_goon. I stream every day, Monday through Friday. I start at 6 p.m. And I'll stream till about 9 p.m. during the week because I work, you know, throughout the week. And then on the week, Friday nights, I stream from 6 until whenever I get off. And then Saturday and Sunday, I don't really have a schedule. But most of the time, I'm on at some point. But as long as you're following me and you have the notifications turned on, you can see when I go live on Twitch. Follow me over on TikTok if you like TikTok. It's still the same. It's insane_goon. I'm more active on Instagram than Facebook, but I'm also on Facebook too for like the groups and stuff. So that's where you can find me. Follow me, hit me up. I'm always down to chat. You know what I mean? Anything nerdum, gaming, whatever. I'm down.
And I'm going to tell you something. Getting to actually talk with Jared after being friends with him for a long time, like just being friends with him and actually getting to talk to him, folks, he's actually a really good dude. Check him out on definitely check out his photos on Instagram. Check out his streams because he wiles out. I've watched a couple of his Twitch.
Appreciate that, man.
He wiles out. I love. It's like watching my little brother play because my little brother wiles out too. I'm dying to get my brother Sam to play you because I know my brother watches these videos. So Sam, get on him, hit him up. Hit him up and play. I'd love to see it. So thank you for coming on, brother. Like I said, I'm not gonna. You're gonna definitely come back on again. We look forward to having you back. All right, folks. That's gonna be our time. I appreciate y'all for watching. OG, Christina Payne, Kenneth Bird, all y'all that other people I didn't get to see in the stream because I just looked at the chat and it kind of fell really quick. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. As always, people, be good. Peace. Bam. And it takes forever for it.